Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the last podcast you'll ever need. I am your host, Marvin, and with me we have
Rachel.
Yes, and this is the Meant to Be podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good today. I'm very excited to find out that we had an interview with the Orlando Voyager magazine, and they just posted it. It is published.
As of recording this, it's out, so you guys will be getting the news once you hear this on Monday. But yes, we were able to do a local story kind of thing with them. So they did like a Rising Stars kind of like feature on us. So it was good to sit down with them, answer the questions, and kind of like run them through an overall story of how we got together, how we got into the podcast, all the challenges that have come along the way, not like with recording the podcast, but like life in general. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. I liked that. We only posted like 2 episodes, and then they were like, we would like to interview you.
Yeah, something like that. Like us being so early on in our careers with careers with it. So it's really cool because this is the first of many.
The first of many.
So here's hoping we get more of those. And for that to happen, we need you guys to continue watching, listening, sharing, liking, commenting, all that good stuff. So make sure you're sharing the podcast with people because we love seeing the audience grow. I think we have people in, I want to say Russia, and I think the UK.
Ooh.
So shout out to whoever is over in Russia and UK listening to the podcast. So
thank you for watching.
Yeah, love having you here. All right, well, today? Oh my God, what is that? All right, no. We are going to be playing a game called We're Not Really Strangers. We've done this before twice, at least, because we did it once, just us, and then for New Year's, we did it with you girls.
Yeah.
So at least those 2 times.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe we did it a third time because we have an expansion pack. We're not doing the expansion pack today. We're just gonna do the actual base pack. So down the line we'll do some expansion packs, but today we're gonna get down and dirty. And the game kind of opens with come curious, leave connected. So this will be fun because
Where did you read that? Oh, it's on the sides. I was like, babe, on the top that says We're Not Really Strangers.
But even though we've done this a few times, I'm sure we haven't gotten to all the questions in this because these are some thick cards in here. So yeah. I'm going to open with, there's a little note from the creator. So, all right. It says, I have found there are 2 ways to play this game. 1, play safe. 2, play to grow. The second one is how you win. So we're going to play to grow.
All right.
So, all right, so bear with us. We're going to read the rules on how to play so you guys actually get what we're doing here. Wow. Jesus.
How to play. Rules for 2 players. Set aside the final card for the end of the game. Why are we starting with that? Sit facing one another with level 1 cards face down. Now stare deeply into each other's eyes. Seriously, stare into each other's eyes. The first to blink draws first. Player A draws a card, player B answers. Alternate back and forth until a minimum of 15 cards are played for each level. Once 15 cards or more have been played per round, feel free to advance to the next level. Make sure to keep a pile of used cards separate to avoid confusion. Option answer questions you ask your partner and vice versa. The final card. When's the last time you received a handwritten note? That one time from your 6th grade crush? Us too. Within the deck. All right, this is so cheesy. It was cute. Actually, the last time I received a note was Christmas when your family did those note exchanges.
Oh, yeah, we did do that.
Uncle Jarvis gave me a very, very heartfelt note that made.
That was the first time we did that. I've been to these parties and I had never done that, but it was a nice little motivational thing for all of us.
It was very sweet. Within the deck, you'll find the final card that wraps up this game. Use the pencil and notepad to write your partner a note. Fold and exchange. Open only once you 2 have parted, which is crazy. We live together. We're married. So you go into the bedroom and then I go into the guest bedroom and then we open the note?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh my God. It'd be cute is if we did little confessionals you leave and I sit here and I read what I wrote to you, or I read what you wrote to me, and then like you go into and then you come out. And are you following?
I'm following.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I don't know. I thought that was cute, but then it's kind of pointless because it's just the two of us and we know what we wrote each other. I don't know. It was just a thought. Thought going. Stranger danger. Do I have to play with a stranger? Nope. Play with any humans you wish. What are the 3 levels about? Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay, level 1, perception. Do you know how others see you? Level 1 is about gaining perspective on what first impressions we give off and challenging the assumptions we make about others. Answer with the first response that comes to mind. If guessed incorrectly by your partner, feel free to reveal the actual answer. Example, player A, what do you think I do for a living? Player B, you look like an athlete? Player A, interesting. I'm actually an accountant. If playing with friends, answer the perception questions as if you were meeting them for the first time. Feel free to skip any that you already know about each other. Level 2, connection. Who are you really? This round is about asking the rarely asked questions and connecting on a deeper level. Level 3, reflection. Time to reflect on your game experience. Dig deeper cards. Each player gets a dig deeper card, which can be used once per level. These cards are meant to encourage transparency if you feel your partner is holding back. Wild cards. You like the way this sounds, don't you?
Sick idiot.
What they said. It is what they wrote. If you draw a wild card, your partner must complete the instructions unless otherwise stated. These are meant to be 2023. Like I threw that in there. These are meant to be spontaneous and a lot of bit silly. These cards can appear at any moment during the game. Certain wild cards have a time limit. Have a phone handy to set the timer. If you draw a create your own question wild card, the player holding the card must create their own question for their partner. Okay, well, there's the rules, ladies and gents. Hope you're, them's the rules. So hope y'all were paying attention. I know I wasn't.
All right, so we're going to do this staring into the eyes and see who blinks first.
All right, warning, I've been practicing.
Have you now?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
Ready? 1. Don't make a face. I feel like you're making a face.
I'm not making a face.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Golly, your eyes are big. I usually never win those things.
I've never been good at staring contests.
I'm not good at staring contests either. My eyes were already drying out. Okay, what do I grab?
I grabbed first because I blinked.
Is that what that meant?
That's what it said.
Yeah, the first blink draws first.
Uh-huh.
Listen, when rules are being read, even when I'm reading them in any sort of card game or games or whatever, I'm not paying attention.
Wow.
I'm just going with the flow.
All right, well, time to go with the flow and do some level 1 perception. All right. Do I seem like a morning person or a night owl? Why?
I feel like if we know these things about us, just skip.
Well, we know, but the people don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, read it again, so then we'll reset this.
Do I seem like a morning person or a night owl? Why?
Well, you're a morning person.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I actually don't know why you're a morning person. I just feel like that's your anatomy. That's how your body wakes you up naturally.
I can tell you how we got here.
How'd you get here?
I used to be able to sleep until like 10 o'clock in the morning, but Granny would wake me up and be like, it's time to get started for the day. So my body's just adjusted and now I'm like up at 8. But honestly, I like getting stuff done. So like getting up at 8, I'll have my breakfast, watch some shows, do a little scrolling on social media, and then I can hit the gym. And by the time I'm like done with the gym, if I'm able to get out there by like 10, I'm done. Like 11:30, I can shower, have my post protein, and
yeah,
then I'm good to go. So it's like 12 o'clock and I'm already done with all my errands and stuff. So I like getting it done. And
I wish I was a morning person. I really do wish that I was a morning person. I am definitely not a morning person. But there are parts that when I am forced to wake up in the morning and then I see that I'm able to get all this stuff done and still have a day, I do enjoy that. But it's just the concept.
The concept.
All right. Do I seem like someone who would get a name tattooed on myself? Why or why not?
Depending on what age, Rachel, yes, you do seem like someone that would get a name tattooed on you.
Why?
Because when you were young, you were just letting things happen to you. Unfortunately, my poor baby was out here being deceived, bamboozled, hoodwinked, and led astray. So I feel like during that time period, if you were talked into it, you would have gotten it, and then we would be in the position we're in now, where, and stop me if this hasn't been announced anywhere, where you're removing a tattoo from your back.
Oh, it's fine if people know I'm
So,
removing the tattoo.
but it's even a tattoo that like originally you loved, but like if this was like a name tattoo, dear God, like
So, fun fact, I was tried to be convinced to get a name tattoo and I never did. I never wanted to. I hate name tattoos.
mm,
I don't like the look of them. I don't think that they're cute. I don't think they're for me. I wouldn't get my own name tattooed on me, so I'm not getting somebody else's name tattooed
well,
on me.
getting your own name tattooed is crazy.
But I'm just saying in general, like, I just never been the type to get a name tattooed on me. Trust me, my ex tried to convince me to get my name tattooed on myself. I would never,
He tried
ever.
to convince you to get your name tattooed on yourself.
No, he tried to convince me to get his name on
Okay,
me.
okay. I was like, your name. Why does he care
No,
your name is
his
on?
name on me. Um, the reason why I am removing this tattoo is because I was bamboozled because I was told it was going to be smaller.
Mhm.
By the time they prepped me and got me on the chair, I was young. I was only like 20, and they told me that it had to be bigger because of the
Big deal.
detail. And so, they convinced me by saying, like, well, you already put the deposit down. You're not getting that back, but we'll keep the same price as what we would have done for the smaller one if you get this size. So I was thinking at that time, okay, well, I'm already prepped. I'm already ready. I already put the deposit down. I'm not getting that money back, and I'm getting a deal for a bigger size. At that time, I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal. I didn't think that I was going to care that much. And then once I saw it on me at first, I loved it. Once I started seeing it more and more in pictures, I did not like it anymore to the point that I finally was like, I need to get this off my body. So I've done about 4 sessions now,
Yeah.
and I've got about 7-ish more to go.
Mm.
So, but it's coming off pretty nicely, not gonna lie. But
It's going to be interesting to see when it's gone. But even if
yeah,
the tattoo artist was better and was able to do the tattoo smaller, I still feel like we would have gotten to this point where you're like, oh, my back is still ruined, so I want to get rid of it. Especially because I know a big reason that, not like the main or like a big reason, but like I know, but like it's messing with your modeling.
yeah,
So you probably still would be getting rid of it. It would just been smaller and maybe taking less sessions. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. But no, never, ever, 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 ever would get a name on me, ever. No matter what age I am, I would never get a name tattooed on me.
All right. Good for young Rachel. All right, let's
Young
go.
Rachel did a lot of things, but getting a name tattooed on her was not one of them.
Thank God, because I could not be doing this with you having a man's name. That would have been a red flag.
That's exactly why I didn't do it because I'm like, we're not married. I don't know. Even though that we're married, I still would not get your name tattooed on me.
I'm not a name tattoo person. I'm like a significant tattoo. Like if we did
Yeah,
like a matching or thing, and like
I would do matching.
maybe down the line something for the kids somewhere. I don't know,
Yeah,
but like that's
that's it.
something to figure out
But
later.
even then, I would never get my kids' names tattooed on me.
Wouldn't do that either. We picked out the names. I don't need them tattooed on me, but
No.
like something special, like a little family tattoo, something like that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. All right. What fast food restaurant do you think I'm most likely to drive through? What's my order?
Fast food restaurant you drive through and what's your order? Most likely to drive through?
Yeah,
I
most likely.
feel like off the top of my head would be Chipotle. And you would get one of those bowls, like burrito bowl thingies. Like not like a burrito bowl, but like, you know what I'm talking about? The bowl, and then you get like the rice, and they give you like this much rice, and then the beans, they give you like this much beans. That giant bowl with like this much food in it. But then you would get extra, so they get more in it. But you would put like rice and beans and chicken and like the little sauce. That's my guess.
You know, Chipotle being an answer is crazy. Because when I
Why?
was in high school, I was like, I don't get it. Even now, I still don't get it. Like Chipotle is fine, but even as I was reading the question, I was like, I don't know what drive-through restaurant I'm most likely going to. I know the answer for you. It would be Chick-fil-A, but
Of
that one's
course.
easy. But like for me, I don't like. I do love fast food, but I'm not like I guess connected to any of them anymore.
No, but I feel like when we've gone out and stuff, and I'm just like, well, what do you want? And you're like, I don't know. Is there like a Chipotle around here? I just feel like anytime we go out, and we just need something quick. If it's not like Chick-fil-A, then you're like, oh, let me just go to get Chipotle real quick. And then you go through and you get a little bowl thingy.
We also haven't been to Chipotle in forever.
It has been a while.
Yes, because the closest one is the one that I interviewed with, got the job, and immediately had to turn down because I got Trader Joe's money. Chick-fil-A was off. No, not Chick-fil-A. Sorry, Chick-fil-A. My bad. Chipotle was offering like $13.75, and I get paid like $5 more per hour over at Trader Joe's. So of course I was taking Trader Joe's.
No, of course.
But I'm not going back to the same one that I like got the job and declined the job for. I'm going
Just
somewhere
give it
else.
a while, and they might not remember you.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right. What is my body language telling you right now?
Well, right now you're like, what is he gonna say? Like, what does he think I look like? He's over here judging me and all that stuff. That just like the way your body language is looking. But like, you seem kind of comfy, but I know like from conversation you're a little bit hot under that. Like maybe you're
I'm a little
regretting
warm.
going with the hoodie.
I am regretting going with the hoodie.
But you know, hey, we're sticking with it. I'm trying to keep, get us in and get us out so you can get out of this hoodie. But hey,
That's pretty close, actually. I am comfy.
Yeah.
And I am warm.
Yeah. I know you.
Unfortunately, all too well.
Unfortunately. Not
Okay.
really. All right. Gonna be the last one for this round. Wild card. Rate your dancing skills on a scale of 1 to 10. On the count of 3, say your answers out loud, both players. So you're gonna rate yours. I'm gonna rate mine.
All right.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
3.
3? Goodness, woman, you give yourself a 3 out of 10?
I don't think I'm a good dancer.
Really?
No, I have rhythm, but I've never attempted to formally dance other than when I like attempted with my friends doing like bachata. Like that's about it. Yeah.
So darling.
That's like the only like formal, and like I say formal, like their uncle teaching me how to dance.
What?
Bachata.
I know, I was doing it.
I'm saying their uncle was the only one that like actually took the time to like teach their uncle, and then the two of them, Naomi and Sefi, they taught me how to do it. But like that was like the only thing. Other than that, I don't really like attempt to dance.
Yeah, she says she doesn't attempt to dance. Mind you, at my cousin Amber's wedding, she was just throwing it over there. But Juvenile was throwing it back for the 99 and the 2000s. So
I didn't say I didn't know how to twerk.
okay.
I said I didn't know how to dance.
The type of dance.
You want to call it that?
There was a whole like circle around her. I went to the bathroom, God forbid.
For like 2
So
seconds.
It happens to me. There was my prom too. I went to the bathroom and I missed a slow dance. But,
Okay, so it sounds like you're the problem.
I can't help it if I gotta pee. What do you want from me? You want me to hold it?
Hold it.
For the entire night?
Not the entire night. Just you're like what's it called? Your perception of timing is off. So just like
yeah, because it's on me. I know when the DJ is gonna be playing stuff.
Yeah, you can kind of pick up on like the like moods and where he's gonna go with it, and being like, okay, he's about to play some slow stuff, so like maybe let me go pee now, or like, ooh, the music's starting to pick up. Maybe let me go pee after the pickup.
I think I also for prom, which we might do an episode on prom. We'll see. We'll talk about the mess that I had and the messes that you had.
You did not have to put messes on mine,
I said
and no
mess
mess
for
on
me because I went to 1 prom, and I know you went to what, 3?
No, I only went to 2.
Okay, well, double the ones that I went to. So, but for side story, this has nothing to do with all of this. I'm gonna put this down. But for my senior prom, all the guys and I, we put on like superhero shirts.
I did see that picture is framed somewhere.
Yes. So instead of changing at the house after we took that picture, I changed at prom in the middle of prom. So like the first part of prom, I'm there in a t-shirt under my button-up shirt and my jacket. So it was a lot.
It's hot. Not like hot, like ooh, hot. That's
yes.
like,
that's why I went to change and pee, and then I come out and I missed one of the like 2 slow dances that came on. So hey.
Oh, your poor day.
Well, we'll get to that, but that'll be a different episode. All right, we are moving on to level 2. So
wait, yeah, I was gonna say me.
I know, I was giving it to you.
When was the last time you surprised yourself? Do I answer now for myself, or do you answer
for you?
Okay.
Or I can answer as well, but
last time I surprised myself. Like,
it doesn't have to be like, oh, I did this for myself. Just like something that you did and you were like, wow, I can't believe I did that.
oh, okay. So on I don't know why that made it click. On one of my nail sets
I knew it was going to be a nail set.
that I
That's why I
did.
was like, I don't know why she's struggling with this. I knew where we were going.
So for some reason, I just in general, drawing on a piece of paper, drawing on nails, I could never get a bow to look cute ever. It looked wonky, it looked wobbly, it looked disfigured. It just wasn't a cute bow. So the most recent set that I did, it was like a spring set. It was really cute. It had like tulip looking flowers on it. It had some like that the croquette trend and stuff. So it has like lacy designs on it. It had like cute little roses, like the checkered picnic basket look. And then on two of the nails was supposed to have bows. And that was, for some reason, out of all of that stuff, the bows were what was making me nervous. And so I sat there and you ever get to a point though when like you're creating something and then like you're staring at it for way too long. So now it looks wonky or disfigured or off or wrong or whatever. So I finished it and I was like, this is the most terrible bow I've ever drawn in my life. And then I took a second, I looked away from it, and I came back to it when I started taking pictures of her nails. And I was like, oh my gosh, this bow is to die for. It was the best bow I had ever drawn in my life. And I was so proud. And I hope that she loved the set. At least she told me she loved the set. So, and her bows, what's funny is her bows were her favorite part. And same with one of my coworkers, when she saw the nails, immediately she went, oh my gosh, the bows. And so I would just surprise myself with like, how cute the bows came out.
They're very good bows. So, I would definitely give you
You. That's what I thought.
all right, I guess for me, surprising myself, I've said it this episode, but just in general, I work at Trader Joe's and there's times where I'm just like, God, I'm so good at my job. So yesterday, actually, we got a big shipment in the morning because a couple of days ago, our refrigeration went out. So we had to throw out all the cheese, all the meats, all the soups and sandwiches and salads and all that stuff. So we were down for like a day, but yesterday we got like a big shipment. And for some reason, the people that got the shipment in the morning, they took like a bunch of, I think we call them U-boats, but they're like standing racks that they like wheeled into there and just set a bunch of stuff on those as well as filled up the freezer.
Yeah.
So when I came in at like, I want to say 2:00, I was like, I can't work like this. So I just started unloading all the stuff and put it on the shelves, which shout out to everybody that came in the mornings and started working stuff before I got there at 2, because it allowed me to put stuff on the shelves and get the U-boats out. So I was able to actually work, and it was a really good day. We ended the night, well, not even end of the night, around like 6:00, we were like, we've put out everything that we can, and unless more people come in to start buying stuff, we can't put out more stuff. So
Yeah.
the end of the day was like real chill. We're just like, all right, I guess we don't work frozen anymore for the day. But
That's nice.
that's why I was like, I am so good at my job. This store is so lucky to have me here. But no, they tell me all the time, they're like, we really appreciate you. You're doing a great job. And I'm like, yeah, I know I am.
Oh, look how cute.
Okay.
Working so hard.
Yeah. I do. I work very damn hard.
You do. You do. Hard worker.
Jesus.
Oops.
All right. Wild card. Press shuffle on your music library. Explain the first song that comes up.
Okay. You go first.
All right.
I'll do it too.
For those of you that do not know, Rachel and I use Tidal because it's what I've used for years, because Beyonce and Jay-Z gave me discounts on Beyonce tickets. So that's what I use. All right. Shuffle. I'm not going to lie to you. The first song that came up, I don't know. It's a song by CeeLo Green called Robin Williams.
Oh,
I don't remember this song even in the slightest.
my God, wait, play it.
Well, we can't put this on the podcast.
Why?
You're going to get copywritten.
Ah, shoot. No, not if we put all songs and blah, blah, blah. That stuff in the.
Nope, not how that works.
Yeah.
YouTube, nope, not to YouTube. Nope, they will just cut you out. All right, I'm going to hit shuffle again so I can actually explain the song. It's a song by Alessia Cara, who I adore. It's from her second album is called Trust My Lonely. It's a good song. I don't think it was one of my favorites from the album, but I absolutely adore Alessia Cara. Her first album is her best album, but her newest album, very good. Shout out to Alessia Cara. Go listen to her if you haven't. When she was a smaller artist, I used to interact with her on Twitter quite a bit. She shouldn't got too big for me now, so whatever. But look,
Oh, you poor thing.
listen, I used to get noticed all the time years ago, but now people, I feel like the internet is really trash.
Mm-hmm.
And celebrities, athletes, all that stuff, they're like, I can't interact with people because I'm being also bombarded by all the trash people and their opinions. So I stay off Twitter. I don't do anything. But I used to interact with a lot of people and it was so cool. But I get it because if I was a celebrity in this day and age, I can't do this. So
No, social media sucks.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. I don't know how to explain this one. Okay, so this is definitely a throwback. My playlist, I will say, for those that don't know, is very eclectic. I have just about anything and everything on there. Very different tastes, except for country music. Sorry to all you country lovers out there. I hate country music. So that's the one thing that's not on my playlist ever. So the song that popped up for me, it's Lovers on the Sun by David Guetta and Sam Martin. And for those who remember that in like the 2010s, it was such a banger. But like that was like David Guetta's like era.
Honestly, David Guetta had a lot of big hits.
Yeah.
I know he had a couple with Nicki Minaj. I know his song with Kelly Rowland is like big overseas or whatever, but
which
like,
is so crazy. But yeah, like I don't know why when I press shuffle that's the song that popped up, because when I tell you I have not listened to this song in a while, I press shuffle on my playlist a lot just because like I'm not one that listens to the same. I mean, y'all have heard from like the last episode that like I don't really listen to albums or anything like that, but I just put my stuff on shuffle and then just like see what comes up. And yeah, that was the first one that came up, though I haven't listened to it in a long time.
I feel like if you really do want to humble yourself, you'll put your saved music on shuffle, because I've been using Tidal since like I was in college, like early college, like freshman, sophomore year. So these are all songs that I've been saving on my playlist for all these years. So hitting shuffle, I'm like, good God, this is a completely different person because I haven't touched these songs in forever. So
I feel like that would have been me with Spotify. I used Spotify up until I met you and you put me on Tidal. So I think my Spotify would definitely be something interesting that hearing back would be like, oh my gosh, this is what like 15-year-old Rachel was listening to. Yeah. Apparently it's Lovers on the Sun by David Guetta and Sam Martin.
Guys, like I said, if you want to humble yourself, go out there, put your music on shuffle and comment the first song that comes up, because I would love to hear what stages you guys were in your lives.
All right, let's see. What would your younger self not believe about your life today? That's a great question. What would my younger self not believe about me today? I think my younger self would not believe that I actually like moved out of state. I feel like that would be my younger self's thought. It would be like, you know, like always thinking of it as like a dream or a goal, but not actually seeing it like happen. And then like one day I just woke up and was like, I'm sick of this snow. I'm moving. I couldn't take it anymore. I could not take the seasonal depression anymore. I could not take the snow anymore. I could not take the, no offense, I love my hometown. But how boring it was. I would wake up, I would go to work, I would see my family, I would eat, and then I would go to sleep. And I just felt like I wanted more out of my life. And of course, I loved my family time. And I love, you know, I loved living close to my family, but like I FaceTime them and I engage with them a lot. My brother and I were just on the phone yesterday. My sister and I were on the phone just yesterday. My dad was on the phone with us a couple days ago watching a cooking show. Like my mom, like I was just on the phone with her a couple days ago. Like I am consistently chatting with my family. So I definitely think that my younger self would be very shocked that I actually did it. Yeah.
And we're proud of you for it, because we wouldn't be here without that.
We would not be here without it. So thank you so much, younger self. Appreciate you believing in me.
I think younger me wouldn't believe how like cool my life got over the years. Like I've done a lot of really cool stuff just like in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I've met Roy Kelly twice. I've met Fifth Harmony twice. I've performed at Hard Rock. I've met Sasha Banks and Bailey's. So like just the things that have just like happened in my life.
Mhm.
And then here I am now doing this podcast with my wife.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So yes, all these just great things that have happened. Cause like not that I was like a lonely or a sad, depressed child or anything like that. Like I was an only child and
Yeah.
I was spent a lot of time with my cousins. But I know I always wanted some more deeper connections in my life. So I've got over the years I've gained a great village when it comes to the people in my life. So that's where I'm
You
like
got a good village. You got a nice friend group.
Yeah, my younger self would be like, wow, we have so many people that we love and also generally love and care about us. Like that's so great.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd be proud.
Oh, good. I'm the same way. I've never thought that I would see all these other people with like these really awesome friend groups, like the core friend group. And I never thought that I would have like a core friend group like that. And now, like, looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have one.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so nice. This is
Yeah,
so
you definitely
cool.
do.
Oh, I definitely do. We're ride or die. Okay. We like this, locked in.
Jesus, woman. Thank God for the glasses. You're going to poke my eyes out.
Oh, my little fish.
Okay, don't tap the glass.
Is it my turn or your turn?
No, you just went. Now it's
Oh,
my
okay.
turn. All right.
No. Wild card.
It is a wild
That was
card.
dramatic.
All right. Both players write an embarrassing fun fact about yourselves. Play a game of rock, paper, scissors. Loser must reveal.
That's risky.
You don't want to do it?
An embarrassing fun fact.
Do you have an embarrassing fun fact?
Yeah. What?
I'm thinking there's one I can do, but
Is it like embarrassing though? Because if I write what I'm about to write down and yours is not as embarrassing as mine, I'm going to be really pissed off.
well, then just don't lose rock, paper, scissors.
So yours isn't as embarrassing?
I don't know. I literally don't know what you're gonna say. I wasn't even gonna actually write it. I was just gonna just do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Ladies and
God.
gentlemen, the return of rock, paper, scissors on this podcast. Dear God. All right.
Rock,
paper,
scissors, shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock. Good God. Okay, I lost the plot for a second there. We just tied like 3 times in a row, guys. If you're on audio, come over to visual. This is where the real stuff happens. Apparently neither of us really want to reveal this. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
God.
I've lost your pattern. I don't know what's happening.
Neither do I, but we're going to figure it out.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I threw scissors and Rachel threw paper.
I don't want to say it.
Well, you should have done better.
Okay. All right. Oh, actually, I have a different one. I'm not going to say that one.
Oh, God. All right. Well, then off the podcast, you're going to tell me the other one.
Yes. Okay, so an embarrassing story about myself is that when I was younger, during
when she was a young warthog. Sorry about that, guys. I my ADHD kicked in and I had to get that out.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm good now. You can go. When you were
okay.
younger, when you were a young warthog.
Yeah, when I was a young warthog, we were at my sister-in-law's bridal shower. And I always had right at like the tip of my scalp, like where my hair grows, always had little baby hairs right there that would grow up like this, like a little unicorn horn almost. I would call it like my rhino horn or my unicorn horn. Every time my hair grew in that spot, it would just like curl like that. And then it like, I felt like as a child, it never got long enough to just like lay down. It would always get to that point. So during the bridal shower or like, yeah, I think during the bridal shower or right before the bridal shower, I took some scissors and I cut it. But I like cut almost a little too much. And so like there was a clear mark right there where like there was just missing hair. And of course, big sister things, my older sister decided that she saw that and immediately wanted to rat me out. And so she like grabs me and like drags me to our mom and was like, Mom, Rachel cut her hair. And my mom was so busy with the bridal shower. She didn't even process what Heather said and was like, yeah, that's fine, honey, whatever. Like, I'll talk to you later about it. Like, brushed my sister off. And then she looks at me and was like, this is just unfair. Walks away so mad. And I'm walking around. And then later, when my mom finally was able to like relax, she looks at my head and goes, what did you do? And I was like, Well, and then that's when like Heather like came back over, and I'm pretty sure she like came over and was like, I tried to tell you earlier, but you weren't listening to me. So Heather was really pissed off that mom wasn't listening to her. Mom was pissed off at me because I cut my hair. And that's actually the second time that I have cut hair. I should have been a hairstylist, really. I shouldn't have taken on nails. I should have been a hairstylist.
You were
Because
able to do it. You didn't like hair.
bonus embarrassing round. When I was even younger than that, me and a friend, we were sitting in, it was at church. It was in like the daycare thingy at church. And we had the tiny little safe scissors to cut like paper and stuff. We wanted to play hair salon. And instead of using the fake cutesy little hair scissors, you know, the plastic ones that don't do anything, I grabbed the kid scissors and I damn near shaved this girl bald with these scissors. I took them. Her hair was chopped up. Somehow, the leaders in the room did not see us in the corner. I went to town on this poor little girl's hair. Shayna, if you're out there, I'm so sorry.
Shayna's parents better than me. You ain't even my child. I would have beat you. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I got it for sure.
Yeah, I'm talking like, I'm sure you got it from your parents,
I
like
did.
good old Ed. But like, dear God, if I was Shayna's parents, tag me in.
Yeah. So, oh, it was bad. There was like patches missing. There was like, it was like up to her ears. It was bad. So
Probably
yeah.
would've shaved you too. That's probably what I think. You like
Moral
shaving.
of the story is that I should just never be trusted with
Moral
scissors.
of the story: watch your damn kids. Jesus.
But we were in the daycare thing. So the leaders somehow weren't paying attention that we were like in the corner and like actually cutting hair. She didn't get a chance to cut my hair before they found us, so my hair was fine, but her hair was chopped up.
Good God.
Yeah.
All right. So last one for round 2. It's on you.
Okay. What do you crave more of? In the realm of what?
Just in general, I
What
guess.
do I crave more of? What do I crave more of? I crave more travel.
Travel.
Yeah. I crave more sightseeing and doing things. I don't know. I've just been really craving traveling.
Okay. I respect that.
What do you crave more of?
I do crave more creativity. I know literally just before this, I read one of these questions to like one of my best friends, Thomas. Shout out to Thomas. And the question was, do you think I'm more creative or analytical? And both of them said I was more analytical, but I do crave using my creativity, my creativity a little bit more. So like back when I was, in the marketing realm, I was able to use my creativity all the time when I was, making music or things like that. So I do crave doing more things like that with creativity. So that's what I'm hoping to get into a little bit more. So we'll see.
You know what the biggest thing for me is why I said you're more analytical than creative?
Wow.
When you go to visualize something, you've told me that you struggle with visualizing certain things, but me, I can like close my eyes and like I have the entire image laid out. And that I realized it when we were planning our wedding, and I already had two different sets of colors coordinated, picked out, and then in my head I could see us standing there with my dress and your suit on in the color that we wanted. And then I could see all the groomsmen and all the bridesmaids. So I saw it all laid out and it all looked good. But then I told you about that and you were like, I need to see it.
I will say, in my defense, you've worked like 1,000 weddings. And I think at that point I had been to maybe 3 in my entire life.
I'm just saying in general, like I can close my eyes and I can like, or not even close my eyes, but I could like just blankly stare off in the distance and I start to picture the whole thing, not just of weddings, just of things in general. Like I'm able to start to put things together. Like that's how I can do my job as a nail tech sometimes when people come to me and they don't know exactly what they want, but they tell me an idea. Then in my head, I start to put the idea together and I start to as I am like doing the fill in before the art, I'm in my head putting everything together. So I already have it on their nails before I even start their nails. So that's where I don't like, that's like the main reason I think why I answer more analytical is because like I remember that moment where like seeing things in your head was a little bit harder than actually like you need to see it like written out, which there's nothing wrong with that. I know creative people that are like that too.
Like even when I took acting classes when Rachel and I first got together, and recently you did like an audition type thing, and I like gave you the outline that I use whenever I'm like doing an acting scene or something like that. And even though it's been a while, like if I were to get like an acting scene, I probably would still lay it out like that with like my character's purpose and like
Yeah.
the action words and all that kind of stuff. And that helps me like, get the basis. And then from there, I'm able to like find places where I can like riff and like ad lib. So that's what helps me figure things out. And even when I was doing music before, I would always lay down, even when writing, I always lay down like the basis. And then from there, I'm able to like ad lib and find out, you know, I'm gonna punch this in or I'm gonna
Yeah.
add this harmony or stuff. But I don't see those things initially. It takes me a good while to like actually be able to lay out an entire song together.
Yeah.
And even then, like I'll ask Miguel or I'll ask Alan and be like, what's something I can add into this to kind of like fill it out? And they always give me like more ideas. So there's times where yes, that's how I operate, and then times where no, that's not where I operate. So I got a bit of both.
I think too that I feel like everybody is creative. Like being analytical is creative. You know, like you have to have some sort of level of creativity in your head to be able to like pull something out like that. So like I just feel like creativity has many different forms. So I definitely feel like you're creative, I'm creative. We just express it in different ways, but like you do a lot of things that are creative, but you do things that are also analytical. So you get the best of both worlds, honestly. I'm just stupid. I'm just creative. That's
I'm sure there's definitely a lot of analytical side that you're not thinking of when it comes like even though like yes you're being creative, you have to like figure out the ways that you're going to be able to do these nails. And I think you're definitely like analyzing like the pictures because
for sure.
A lot of these notes, even though now a lot of people will bring you stuff that you've already done, whenever somebody brings you something different, you're like, okay, well, now I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. So, like, yes, there's the creative part in doing the actual work, but you're like analyzing, okay, if I do these brush strokes with with this brush, then that's how I'm able to like make it look like that. So, I think there's more analytical side to you than you realize.
So, more of the story, it's the same thing.
Okay. There's a analytical depth to creativity. So yes, that's the best way to explain
analytical
both sides.
depth.
All right, we are moving
I
on
realize
to
I'm like
level
combining these
3.
on accident.
Just a little bit. That's fine. That's only like 5 of each. Well,
No,
there was the
because
ones you
remember
mentioned.
I started going through them like crazy and was like, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. Okay, here we go. Separate.
All right, level 3, reflection. What is one thing you think I can do that would dramatically improve my life?
Oh gosh. Dramatically? What is one thing you could dramatically do to improve your life?
Dramatically.
I don't know. If we're thinking more like on like more unserious, silly side, you could be more okay with flying, but I know that's not gonna happen.
It's a
It would
crazy
just
concept.
improve your life, Marvin. Think of all the places we could go. Dr. Seuss wrote about it.
Yes, but Dr. Seuss also had some stuff going on with him. But just flying is a lot, and I just don't have it in me to do it a lot. Like literally, even though like my dream is to be like a WWE superstar, I would literally do it the Cody Rhodes way, where I get me a bus and I get me a driver, and they just drive me from city to city because I can't be on a plane every day. I don't have it in me. So like,
Which is fine, but just like would dramatically improve your life. I mean, lately it hasn't been boding well for flights, but
no, I synced it,
but
Auto Destination style.
anyways, because like for our honeymoon, my first destination, I want to go to Thailand.
She sure did.
But those flights were too much for you, so we compromised
We did.
and we still had a gorgeous honeymoon.
Yeah.
Gorgeous honeymoon. I would go back immediately in a heartbeat. But that was my first place. But we compromised with flying into Rome in Italy and then going on a cruise through Italy, Greece, and Turkey. So I'm still grateful 100% for that, for sure. But like, I still want to go to Thailand and I still want to go to like other places and like see more experience. But I know that getting you to that destination is what is the struggle.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll also need a lot of money to do these things, so we'll get there too.
Yeah,
So
I guess. And this is a cute one. But I feel like there's so many things we've done. What can we create together? All right. Okay. All right.
this
I
is
know
why you guys have to come over
exactly where your
for
mind
visual
went.
and not just audio.
The side eye and smirk he just gave me. All right, maybe aside from babies.
What can we create together?
Yes, aside from children.
Okay, well, that's something we're going to create together. Something we can create together. I know the life that we're hoping to have sometime in the next months to year. Cause like, of course, we have like goals that we're working towards when it comes to just like life in general. But I
Yeah.
know, like I said, with like money and stuff. So I know something that we can create together is the life that we want to live, which of course is the life that we are currently living, which we're just trying our best to improve and doing our best every day. So
But we need more money.
we do, which is why like I said, we're doing the best we can to create the life that we want to live. So to
Yeah.
get there, we're doing the best that we can with what we got.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we already made it so far. You know? I mean, we made it pretty good. I already drew. I was trying to draw again. I just forget what I'm glad you're keeping track.
Yes.
Because I lost track after the first card in round 1.
Nope, I got it. Next one. Okay. What do I need to hear right now?
God. Do you need to hear right now?
Need to hear.
You know where my mind went? Immediately.
Well, you looked at my arms, so I don't know.
I was gonna say, look at them arms.
Jesus, trust me, I know. That's why I've been having them out.
Okay,
The
show them
people with
off.
something to look at. Okay, it's
Show it off.
just good. I've also
crack
been
my
like
skull
working
right
out
there.
a lot, so just yeah. But also like I said, I've been working on it. I've lost like 20 pounds since December, which I'm very proud of, which I didn't even realize until I looked at a scale. But Jesus, put that thing away.
Yeah, you look good, baby. You look good.
I'm trying.
You look
everything.
good, and I feel like you need to hear that you look good.
Okay,
Because you tell yourself a lot lately. He's been telling himself all the time. Just before we turned this on, he was like, "Look at my arms."
Okay.
Ugh.
Listen, I am very close to.
Sorry, I'll spit down the wrong pipe.
No, I'm getting ripped. So I
Yeah.
definitely trying.
Yeah, but I feel like you tell yourself a lot, so I wanted to tell you, you look good.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Okay, what about me?
What do you need to hear? I think you need to hear that things are okay. I think there's times where you'll get into your head and you'll like freak out. Like even earlier today, you're like, oh my God, my hair just pissing me off and it looks so bad. But like literally, I think you came to Trader Joe's and I think your hair was like a mess according to you. But anytime you go anywhere, people are like, your hair looks so good. And like even one of my coworkers were like, her hair is just always looking so good. So I know you're definitely entitled to like your own feelings. You know your hair, you know your body and all those things, but I definitely think things are okay and they look a lot better than you think, even if they're not up to your standards.
Well, oh, I just hit my chin. Well, thank you for that. I definitely do need to hear that. But I also the thing is, here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
The thing is that I'm also PMSing. So like everything looks awful right now. Everything looks terrible. And yes, I will say earlier today, I panicked about my hair a little bit. But I also feel like because I know what it could be and what it could look like. And then when I see that it's lesser than that, when I, put so much time and effort into it, like these are day 2 curls. And I don't feel like these look like day 2 curls. In my opinion, what I have been able to do with day 2 curls.
Like I said, you're entitled to your opinions.
Yes. But I appreciate that because sometimes, yes, I do need to hear it still looks good and it's still cute and I shouldn't care as much because it's still really pretty. But sometimes I do get in my head and then it makes me like, eye roll. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Of course.
I love you. Squishy.
I love you too.
No, I love you most.
Oh my God. Yeah, excuse me, you guys. Like she just puts her hands on me.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
What do you think my weakness is?
Your weakness.
My weakness.
We're going Samson style. I'll tell you what it is.
Hey. I'm strong.
Yes, but if we cut off your hair, then yes.
Hey.
Your weakness.
My weakness.
There's different ways to put this. I'm gonna say like me. Because like
you said you?
Yeah, me.
You're my weakness?
Yeah. Well, whether you're like looking me in my arms, but also like
okay.
if this was some godforsaken like superhero thing and someone was trying to like get to you, they would probably use me, like torture me, and they'd be like, "Stop!
Oh
Don't hurt him.
my
I'll do whatever you want."
gosh.
So yeah, that's why I would say me, because I don't think there's anything in particular, unless it's going to be like one of your smut books. But other than that,
That's probably one of the most humble answers you could ever give.
well, here we are. You know me.
You are
Humble.
my weakness. That's crazy.
Well,
All right. Well, I could say the same about you with me.
and you said that like that was a bad thing.
I, the
Okay,
scoff is crazy. You out loud basically just went scoff.
and I might as well have.
I'm trying to think of something else though, because like, of course, I know I'm like your weakness. Duh, look at me. But if I were to say that you had your weakness, I don't know. No, I'm gonna go with the same answer. It's me.
Okay, that's fair.
It's me.
Wow. Okay, last card, guys. What parts of yourself do you see in me?
Oh gosh. Our humor.
Yep, that
I
was a
feel
big one.
like I see a lot of our humor is intertwined. Like the other day, what were we even talking about? It was something about the word berries, talking about me. We were talking about something. I'm the worst storyteller. We were talking about something and then mentioned, I think like you mentioned something about like how I'm a berry. And then at the same time, we both go, yeah, wild thornberry at the same time. And we do that a lot sometimes where I feel like we'll say the exact same thing out loud or like crack a similar joke at the exact same time. And I think that is wild to me sometimes, but like it's because we're just so locked in humor wise.
I mean, I'd like to think that other couples are as in sync as we are, but maybe they haven't reached that level and maybe we're better than other couples.
Yeah, not that hand.
I gotta switch hands now.
Oh, and sink my ass. No, I definitely agree. So that for me is definitely a big one. What about you? What do you see in me?
I definitely think the way that you also look out for people, not just your friends and family and stuff. I see the way that you kind of look out for just like random people, other models in the industry, just random people on the streets. You'll see like somebody will be like, "Oh my god, I just want to tell her that her hair is beautiful, her skin is beautiful, or she's just so pretty, or
I
I love her
do.
hair," just stuff like
I
that.
love
So I'm just like,
complimenting. I love complimenting people because I feel like I could maybe be something that brightens their day up. And I like feeling like I am something positive in a very negative world. So today I was at the grocery store and the woman checking me out, she was a little bit of an older woman and she was really sweet and she was just checking me out. And I just looked and she had these really beautiful eyes. Like they were just like nice and like, they were brown eyes, but they were like hazelnutty, like they were like goldeny brown. She was so pretty and like her eyes were really beautiful. So like I told her, I was like, "Hey, I think you have very beautiful eyes." And she was teasing so hard the rest of the time that I was checking her out. And then like as I was leaving, she could not stop smiling. And it just like makes me so happy to see that like that one little comment brings someone's like just like happiness. I think in maybe a situation where like they just weren't happy that day or like maybe something happened or maybe you never know what somebody's going through, and even when somebody's a little bit grouchy I still try to say something sweet so then that way maybe it is something that like brightens them up a little bit.
true, 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 true. And I think that's a great way to be in life. So, I definitely think that's something that I see in myself because,
Yeah,
I try to make people feel good. There was one of my coworkers, I think she's just been doing a great job. And I just like, she helped me out with closing one
yeah,
night. So I just gave her, I was like, "Hey, I just want to give you your flowers. You're very hard worker and I really appreciate your help." So
mm,
just stuff like that. I'm trying to look out for people. Plus she's one of the younger ones at work. So, I
yeah,
try to look out for these kids and,
yeah.
try to instill some hard work in them. But,
These
don't need to
kids,
do that too much for her. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, stuff like that, it's really sweet.
Yeah. All right. So the final card, I'm gonna read it, but we don't have to actually write, but it says each player write a message to the other, hold an exchange, open only once you two have departed. But I think just if I want to write a message to you, I would kind of just say that I genuinely love doing life with you. So being married to you is like the happiest I've been in my entire life. Stop that.
Say more nice things, please.
So just, we have our little routines where we watch little things,
Yeah.
we take care of the kitchen and stuff.
Yeah.
We watched The Last of Us earlier today and
Oh
we
my
ate
God.
some brie with strawberry preserves and stuff, and just
So
like
good.
I love doing all this with you. So there's no one else I would rather do life with, and I genuinely look forward to every day that we have together and the future that we're gonna have. God help us when we have kids, but I just know we're gonna be great parents. So I love you.
Oh, can I say ditto?
Oh my
That was
god.
perfect. No, I'll say something. I suck at stuff like this, so let me,
Oh my god.
if I
Not to
were,
put you on the spot or anything.
yeah, you put me on the spot. I'm not great at on the spot things, but I try. I try my hardest. Um, if I were to write you a message, I would, very similarly, I would say that I love you and that, God, I suck at this. I would say I love you. I would also tell you that everything is going to be okay and that we got this and that no matter what we go through, as long as I have you, I wouldn't go through this with anybody else, with everything that we've gone through so far already in this short amount of time that we've been together. I feel like we've handled a lot together and we've already been shown that no matter what, like you and I are very strong together and like it doesn't beat us down. It just makes us stronger and it helps us to grow and be better for ourselves and be better when we have kids and all that jazz. Can I write all that jazz? But yeah, I love you. And I love doing life with you too. God, we got so sentimentally cheesy.
Well, this is what you guys tuned in for. Like I said, we're not the experts here. We're just figuring this stuff out together. So we hope that you guys are enjoying. I had a lot of fun this episode. Last one we were able to get to know you, but now we know we got a little deeper and like some
Yeah.
more relationship talk, kind of, I guess, getting back to what the core of this podcast is. But I enjoy even the most random things we do on here.
Yeah.
So this is fun.
This is very fun. I don't know what I was about to say.
Well, I think with that, thank you guys for coming on our show. We hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Next week, 2 weeks from now, who knows what we're going to be talking about? It's going to be a whole new world out there.
A whole new world.
That's why I paused. I knew it was coming.
A new fantastic point of view. Continue.
Okay.
I got it out.
All right. Make sure that you guys are liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff, because we really do need all the help in the world that we can get. So send this to your best friend, tell them to send it to their other friends so that people are all over learning something from it, just getting new perspectives, because we really want to build something that everyone feels connected and seen and just really heard, because I think that's something that's very important. So with that, Rachel, where can the people find you?
People can find me on Instagram and it's at rosegold_Ray. If you want to follow my nails page, it is at nails by Rachel W. That's RACHAEL. And they can also find me on TikTok, and that one's just Rose Gold Ray. And the Ray is RAE.
Perfect. You guys can find me on Instagram at Marvin_Martian10. Make sure that you are following the podcast on both Instagram and TikTok at Meant to Be Pod. That's MEANT, the number 2, BEPOD. And of course, if you guys want to call us, beep us, if you want to reach us, you can send any DMs or you can email us at meanttobepod@gmail.com. But until next time, make sure that you guys keep it real and keep it kind. See ya.
Bye. Goodbye, everybody.
Not doing this again.